Right, viewers, back again. As usual, points into endurance. Once I hit 30, or once I hit enough to put on some chest armor without being overburdened. Oh, I might actually be able to fit that on. Oh, not quite. Close. I could put on the antiquated dress. That looks ridiculous, so I think I'm going to do so. And now let's go correct that problem. So right now, I have a problem where I can't really wear armor, and there's a guy who can fix that problem for us. His name is Havel. He has a ring that dramatically increases your equipment load. I believe it's by 50%, although I could be mistaken on that figure. But either way, I tend to kill him earlier than this, actually, when I'm going up to fight the Taurus Demon. That bridge right there is where you fight the Taurus Demon, by the way, in case you are familiar with that fight. So, right on the other side of this door, to our right, is a guy. Hey, buddy. And we probably can't block one of his attacks. It'll probably just kill us. We can parry his attacks, though, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Sup? Get two-shotted. Okay. Well, that was easy. Just so you know, that guy can one-shot you, so if you're gonna fight him, don't fuck around. But anyways, when we're not wearing the Rusted Iron Ring, we're probably gonna be wearing Havel's Ring, and that will definitely allow us to equip Knight Armor. In fact, if we play our cards right, it'll allow us to fast roll with some decent poise, like this. Okay. Unfortunately, actually, thinking about it, I believe this thing... Oh, I thought it gave poise. Well, it gives us a little bit more defense, and we don't lose anything, so I'll go for it. Can I wear the Knight Helmet or something, actually? 27's just a little bit too much. Yeah, okay. I can't wear anything else and keep fast roll. But these two items give us poise to ignore a lot of attacks, which is pretty convenient. Getting staggered by everything in the game is not how you want to play. Ooh, I caught him in a counter hit. Nice. So you do counter hits whenever they're in certain animations. Off the top of my head, I know for sure that if they bounce off of your shield, or if they what? Get down here. Oh boy. If they bounce off your shield, I believe if you manage to hit them while they're in the recovery frames of a dodge, you also get a counter hit. So that's what you saw there. He was in a dodge, but he wasn't in his invincibility frame, so I smacked him for extra damage. But, yeah, we're gonna slog through this because it's the way it is. But anyways, having poise helps you avoid that. To put things into perspective, the wolf ring that we're using gives you 40 poise, and that's the equivalent of the heavy, like one piece of the heaviest armor in the game. So it's a pretty great amount. I think the entire Elite Knight set gives less poise than that ring, and that's usually enough to stop you from getting nonsensed out. So it's pretty nice overall. I don't know how long I intend to fast roll. Another option to consider is getting the Ring of Favor and Protection in addition to Havel's Ring. That would probably put me in the... probably about the 120 range in terms of my encumbrance, so I could actually get pretty significant armor equipped. The downside of doing that is, of course, that you're not using your rings for other things, so that sucks. And, like, you do lose the poise ring going down that path, so something to consider. But that's enough of that. Up here are badger things. I'm going to kill them. It's not bad. Let's see. I'm going to block just in case, but probably doesn't matter. Come on. This thing's going to do a death roll at me. And there it is. And then it's going to run away, I guess. I don't know if it's possible to aggro the other two while you're fighting this one, but if it's possible to avoid doing that, I strongly encourage you not to do that, because fighting a lot of these things all at once is shitty. Okay, that's that. One down, now two more gonna come. And I believe you always get these two at the same time. I don't think you get a choice. It might be possible to pull shenanigans with the Ring of Fog, but I've never tried, so wouldn't know. To be honest, since these guys don't want to leave the hill, I don't think it really matters. But you do probably need to mind the other one over there and just be really dynamic in what you choose to attack and when you choose to attack it. These guys you can stun lock if you saw the timing right there. It's not that bad. And yeah, these guys aren't really a threat, so just kill them and be on your way. They do give a lot of souls though. I wish they respawned. They would be nice to farm, but I guess they didn't want to make getting to Sif as much of a nightmare as it could be, so oh well. Coming through the woods this way saves you a lot of grief. You don't have to deal with any of the forest hunters. And also the magic ember is over here, so if you care about that, it's there. It's in the middle of this little river thing. Just gonna backstab some babies here. Oh, that's gonna suck. I can't believe I'm still alive. Oh, I probably don't deserve to be. I consider getting hit by one of those guys to be equivalent of dying in the most shameful way possible. Because as you saw, these guys are like the slowest swingers in the Wild West. It's pretty bad. So, oh, don't get hit. There's no excuse. If you get hit, well, you're as bad as I am. So, you don't want that. But they do have a pretty high drop rate for gold pine resin, and all of these things respawn. So if you're trying to do low-level PvP, this can definitely be a good source of gold pine resin that doesn't involve farming souls. However, farming souls might be more efficient, since there are places where you can buy gold pine resin, but it's tough to say. Whoa, no thanks. Oh, I ran out of endurance there, so I got hit, which, remember, counts as dying for the purposes of this Let's Play. So I died against these guys 3 times because I suck. But I didn't actually die, so I'm going to loot this and go on my business. Enchanted Ember, awesome. And then just hug this sort of left canyon edge up here. Those guys have a chance of dropping gold pine resin as well. Basically, that just enchants your weapon with lightning, in case you're not familiar. The only reason I came over here is to pick up this stuff. The stone set. That stuff is really, really good. I might be able to just put on the stone armor. Not quite. Nuts. Well, I'm content to mid-roll at this point. I don't mind. Stone gauntlets is 106, so that'll work. Yep, mid-roll. So I guess I'll be mid-rolling my way through the world. That's not so bad. And through there is the other side of the forest, but there's nothing there that's worth picking up, so I'm not going to bother. Off the top of my head, there's the eastern set, and maybe just the eastern set. If you join the Forest Hunters, Shiva of the East will sell you stuff down in Blighttown, but I've got no interest in purchasing any of that equipment, so I'm not going to worry about it. And in here is Sif, who I will apparently be fighting without Estus because I failed so horribly against those other guys. It's probably best to fight him with fast roll, and in fact, I will do so. Because, well, his attacks are hard to dodge with mid-roll. Before you go up to that sword, you should definitely come back here. And with the DLC, there's a little bit of a cool thing you can do. Basically, you meet this boss in the past, and when this cutscene happens, he actually recognizes you. So, I'll show you this cutscene first. Yeah. The other cutscene is kind of cute. He recognizes you, and it's adorable, but... Oh god. I dodged. I jumped. Okay. I might die here. Yeah, I died here. Okay. Such is the nature of fighting that guy without Estus, and, well, you're bad like me. I dodged into 2 of his attacks, so I pretty much deserved what I got. Definitely the easiest way to fight him is to stay under him like I was trying to do, but it comes with the downside of you have to understand his tells pretty well. If you can't, well, you'll probably die a lot. I'm okay at it, but not the greatest. So while I'm running back, I guess I'll talk about kind of I guess it's a speedrunning strategy. So you'll notice that when my endurance gets really low, I just stop running. The reason I do that is if you don't, first, if your endurance bottoms out, it regenerates much more slowly. So don't let it do that. But more important than that, when it bottoms out, you're not allowed to run for a considerable amount of time for reasons I don't understand. It's almost like you have to regenerate more of your stamina than you actually have a stamina bar if your stamina becomes 0. So I almost want to say it continues draining your stamina after you've after your bar has stopped. So that's kind of awkward, but I can't actually prove that. That's total speculation. Anyways, it's going to be a pretty straight run back to Sif, because, well, I've got everything I need, so I'm not going to need to go get that armor, or go get the Ember, and fight all of those guys. So I'll show you the most direct route, because if you're like me at all, you're going to die on this fight a lot. And if you're new to the game, then you're going to die everywhere a lot. This run might seem insane to you, but I really do feel like learning how to deal with the skeletons early on made the rest of the game seem a little bit easier. Especially when I started dealing with like the hollows and the undead berg, I thought it was a joke. So I definitely advocate for that, and for tricking the Black Knight off the ledge and trying to get this halberd. Once you get good at the run, it only takes 2 or 3 minutes to get there, so... Or, well, probably about 5 minutes, because you have to go through the whole asylum, but I don't think that's too much of a price to pay, and if you do, you can still use something like the Zweihander that you pick up in the graveyard right next to the starting zone, and just run around massacring everything with pretty much stun-locking them. You do need a lot of endurance, so just get 16 strength and whatever your dex is, and then just go freaking crazy into endurance, and you should be good. Alright, round 2. Oh, and it's already off to a bad start. Okay. Hey, Sif. Please no. Typically, the easiest way to die is to... Yeah, I just lost 13,000 souls. Oh well. The easiest way to die against Sif is to go for 2 attacks like I did just there. Only go for 1 attack. I'll be back when I'm at Sif again. Round 3. Fight! Oh, I should probably re-equip the Grass Crest Shield. I was experimenting with ways to fast roll while wearing these pants, but I have deemed it impossible. Well, not impossible, but I can't be wearing a shield. And that reminds me, you can in fact use a shield on this guy, or you can just get owned. That's good too. Time to heal. Ow. Man, he's not messing around today. Oh god. Also, if you go with the two-handed build, don't forget that you are in a two-handed build, and you have to fight two-handed no matter what, or you're dead. So, there's that. I'm in. Oh, no thanks. Ah, no. Don't do it, doggy. Sif? Thanks. That's the best you can do, probably. I always get hit by that attack. Kind of embarrassing. I would like to see you. Okay. Well. Yay, I finally dodged his charging attack. Why it took me so long, but... well, there you have it. Yeah, and I've decided less commentary, more beating Sif. Probably make this Let's Play a little bit better, so... that's what I'm doing. Really? Really, guy? And when he gets really low, he gets into a kind of weak state and falls over, and it's really sad. Alright, but that's that. And if you equip the silver ring fast enough, then you get the bonus souls for like every boss in the game. It's pretty awesome. Would have liked those 13,000 souls, but what can you do? It is Dark Souls. Don't be surprised when you die and don't recover. It happens to us all. I'm gonna see if that's enough for what I want to do. I think I'm content to just use the stone legs if I can fast roll with it. How much more do I need? 12. Okay. I think that should actually be enough for what I'm trying to do. Not quite. Yeah, maybe one more point. Well, one more point's all I can do, so... aha! Alright, so basically, you just multiply your left equip load by 4, and if it's less than the number on the right, then you're good to go. And I'm good to go. That'll leave me with a respectable 73, or 63 poise, rather. Oh, I equipped the Hornet Ring and not the Wolf Ring. Whoops! Okay. How many more souls do I need? Figure I'll do this at the end of the episode in case you don't feel like watching this. 2,200. Okay. So, 200. Soul of the Lost Undead. And 2,000 is... what? Soul of a Proud Knight, I think? I think that's 2,000. Yeah. Alright. And that's a level up. Now that I've got what I want, 33 endurance apparently is good enough for this build. If you have the Mask of the Father. If you don't, you just might not be able to do this, so sorry about that. But anyways, I'm satisfied with the progress we've made in this part. In the next part, I'm actually going to continue with the intended path in the game. What a concept. See you then, guys. Thanks for watching.